All right, well, welcome to Sports Focus this week. I'm Kenny Fogle for Central Kentucky TV, and glad you could be with us. You know, probably the oldest sport known to man, well, as far as old as I can imagine, the oldest sport known to anybody has to be running. And running, used to be running, but it's a whole lot more than that now. I mean, it's called track, it's called cross country, it's called sprints, it's called hurdles. I mean, there's got a lot more parts to it where they're throwing discs down here, they're doing all kinds of long jumps. There's so much more to it now, and it's so much more scientific now than it used to be when you're just running from mommy and daddy rather than somebody getting a switch in the morning for when you did something bad. So there's a lot more to running now than there is. And to tell us a little bit about what that's like, we've got Anton Hamilton here. Anton, well, what do you? Is this just running to you? What is this?
That's a lot. You got triple jump, long jump. You got 4x1, a lot of running. You got a lot of pole vault. You throw yourself over a pole, throwing yourself out into a pit. There's a lot to it now, field and track.
Now, what is it about this that entices you? I mean, you come out here and are you a sprinter, long? What do you do?
I do all three really. I sprint and I do long jump. Sometimes I throw too in field. So
which one of them sort of? I don't know. Which one's a challenge to you?
Triple jump's pretty challenging.
Now tell us what a triple jump is.
You start off with a sprint. You hop on one foot, come down on the other opposite foot, and then you jump off into a pit. You take a 3-step jump. It's pretty.
So that's a whole lot more than just running.
A lot of technique to it now these days.
Okay, when we talk technique, I mean, why do you come out here and practice? I mean, obviously, if you just described that to me, can I walk down here and jump on one foot and do something? I mean, how long does it take to learn to do this?
This is my 3rd year, so it's taken me to get it down pat. It took me 2 years to get it down pat, and now I'm starting to getting better and progressing as I go. But it's pretty challenging. You can't just come out here and do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now, how do you learn to do this? Is it something you learn on your own? Is it something the coach teaches?
Coaches teach me. I watch videos on Olympic people doing it. So it's a lot watching, listening, knowing what to do.
So did you keep up with the Olympics pretty well this year?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that something you like?
Yeah, yes, sir. I watched it a lot.
So is that something that you're in training for here someday?
No, none of that. I'm not that fast, not that good.
What does it take to get that good?
Yeah, that's all year-round training right there.
That's feel to just live the sport, isn't it?
That's living the sport.
Okay, so what year you say you're in now?
I'm a senior.
Senior here in Nelson County. So what is it you're doing as far as a track meet? I mean, just describe a little bit. If somebody never been to a track meet before, what can they expect if they show up?
It's a lot. It takes a long time for a track meet to end too. You show up, you can sit in the bleachers and see almost all of them going on. The running, the jumping, the fields. You can see it all from the bleachers. You also can come on the field and just walk around and watch all the events personally, like live up. So there's a lot to a track meet.
Well, I appreciate you being here. Now, what's the hardest part for you? Obviously, is it just the speed, the endurance, or is it just a little bit of everything?
It's top end speed for me. I take off quick, but I slow down after I start. So that's what I struggle with.
Well, that's good. Well, that's like I said, that's something you work on every day, I'm sure, out here. So it's getting that time of season.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. Well, appreciate you stopping by here, Anton, and we're gonna meet with a few other people here in a few minutes and show a little bit about what goes on in track here. There's a lot more in track. Like I said, we've got people out here right now, as you can see around. They're just working up with Coach Dan Bradley right at the moment. He's over working on certain things. It's just a matter of fact how you take off. I mean, it's not like the Kentucky Derby where the gate springs open and they're off. There's even a science to that as far as how to take off in a track meet, and that's one of the things he's working on right now, because you can lose a lot of traction, you lose a lot of speed, just as a matter of fact, just getting going. As I look around here right now, I see all kinds of people. Got some people over here actually doing some shot put right now and some broad jumps. So there's all kinds of things in a track meet that you just don't think about. I mean, if you're just coming out and just saying and they're off, it just doesn't work that way. So we'll be checking with a couple other the runners here in just a second, but we'll take a look at what they're doing as well, and Coach Bradley, as he's trying to get everybody trained for this year's track events that'll be occurring this spring and summer here in Nelson County, and I know they'll be trying for there's the regional track events and all other kind of things that go on as well. So we'll take a look at what he's got going on and check with a few other people as well.
Coming back, nice and easy.
Okay, now this is the shot put area, I guess is what we'd call it. That's part of the track. As I mentioned to you earlier, it's more to it than just people out running up and down the field. There's a lot more goes on in this, and I'm going to let we got Kaylee Hall and Brianna Harmon here. We're going to tell you a little bit about what they're doing.
I'm working on shot put right now, which I just got thrown into this year. And I'm a beginner, so Kaylee knows more about it than I do.
Okay, well then Kaylee, tell us a little bit about what is this thing you're throwing out here?
It's a shot put. It weighs I think the girls is 12 and the boys is 16. And you just throw it.
And the point is?
Just whoever throws it the farthest.
See who can throw the furthest. I mean, it has to be in a straight line of some sort, I would think, or does it doesn't make a difference? Well, as long as it's inbounds but so is there a technique to it? You don't just you can't pick it up just underhanded and give it a pitch?
No, you have to. It has to stay on your neck when you throw, or they'll DQ you, and you just kind of turn and push it.
Is this something that's pretty competitive? I mean, is this something that a lot of schools are doing, or is this?
Yeah, I mean every school that has a track team has the throws. Or they to get 0 points for it.
Okay, so then when you're out here throwing, I mean, is there anybody here that can give a championship type throw, or what's it take to throw it? 10 feet, 20 feet? What's a good throw?
For girls is 30 plus, 33, something like that. It's good throw for girls, but the guys is I don't know, a lot further than that.
Okay. Well, Brianna, I mean, this is a whole lot different. I know I watched you play both of you play basketball this year. This is a whole lot different type of muscles here than you had before. Is this when you go home at night, are you pretty sore?
Yeah, actually, it does tear up your shoulder a lot if you don't throw it right.
That's what I would think. I think if you mess up, you're going to pay for it later. So what made you want to get into doing this? I mean, this is not something you think about a lot. It's not one of the traditional sports. I mean, obviously, I'm sure a lot of people get into it, but I never thought about going out for shot put when I don't even think they had it when I was in high school.
I was in the pentathlon, which you do 5 events. And in track, you only do 4, and everyone had to do the 5 same events. And shot put was one of them, and I did good at it. So Mr. Bradley said, "Go do it."
Is that what it says? Do you require a lot of muscle or just a lot of effort?
I don't know. It doesn't look like you have a lot of muscle, so I guess it's all in your legs and how you carry your momentum.
Okay. So, Kaylee, you've been doing this for a while?
Yeah, I started my sophomore year.
Okay, so you're the expert at it now.
Well, I'm more of a discus thrower. I'm not really good at shot.
Okay, so just explain one more time to our viewers what a discus throwing is.
It's like a weighted frisbee.
Okay.
And you just throw it like shot put, but different, I guess. It's just a weighted frisbee.
A weighted frisbee.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it sounds like it'd be a lot of fun and a lot of hard work. Well, thank you all for stopping by here and appreciate you letting us intrude on your practice here a little bit. All right, well, thanks. Appreciate it.